And here we are.
And we are here with Drunk Quarantine Bourbon and Blondes. Cheers to a beautiful week.
Cheers. Woohoo.
So exciting. How you doing? Been a wild week.
It has been a wild week indeed. Can you hear me okay? My phone was clicking out. I'm trying to shut everything off that has cell service. Here we go. Woo!
Great. Got this Legion from our tasting on Tuesday. Legion, it's
good. I know. We were excited about that. To try something different. Either of us had it before.
Yeah. And we had our real tasting where we delivered the tasting kits to people's houses the afternoon of the tasting. And then we went and we did a live stream of it, and it was so fun.
Yes, Abigail, tell us about how our event went while I eat these sausage snacks.
Somebody's hungry.
Story of my life. I'm like Pooh Bear.
Well, we did a thing with Barkeep, STL Barkeep. And we did it, I don't know, we sold tickets for a tasting, and it was a virtual tasting. So the day of, hey Eric, the day of the tasting, which was Tuesday, Barkeep delivered tasting kits to everybody. So it had 5 1-ounce pours of whiskey. It had an old fashioned and some things and merch and just fluff. And then Tuesday night we did a live tasting from a studio, and it was great. I mean, aside from the technical difficulties and no one could hear us for 20 minutes. But other than that, I think it went really well.
Yeah, no, it gave everyone the opportunity to finish out their cocktails. But I feel like it was better to have the lesson learned on the technology side on the front end than on the second episode.
Agree.
Or the third or the fourth. Yeah.
People could drink their cocktail. We played the video of Pat making the cocktail in his Hawaiian shirt and tiki bar, which is not really the setting you think of for an old fashioned, but I think it worked.
No, it was good.
Yeah, I don't know.
Awesome. So,
we got drunk.
Yeah, well, so
Elena got drunk. I was fine.
Funny you say that because, it's been a long time since I've been out to get shots. We're just going to compare it to this situation. Remember the old you, the pre-COVID you, who would go out on a Saturday night and think that taking 4 shots in 2 hours was a good idea? That's essentially what I did. I was doing 1-ounce pours, 5 of them. 5 1-ounce pours, so essentially a shot, 5 shots in an hour in a cocktail. And I just did. So I have horrific anxiety around public speaking, really anything that has to do with talking to more than 5 people. And I was not thinking. I was just going through the motions, pouring the drinks, doing the tasting, talking to Adam. And I got to the 3rd or 4th pour, and I was like,
we're in trouble now.
I was like, I just need to make it for the next 45 minutes. And then I need to get out of here because I don't need to interact with anybody after this because I don't know how coherent I'm going to be. So
it was fun.
Yeah.
Then at the end, I was doing a little debrief with the producer guy and the studio guy and STL Barkeep, and you were just sitting there on your phone. I was like, what are you doing? You're like, Taste of Lebanon. And I was like, you go right ahead. It's so funny.
I'm getting us 2 Sammys to eat in the.
Did we lose you?
I think I may call on my phone because I'm I don't know. We'll see. Am I clicking out at all?
No, you just paused for a second. Yeah, it's fine. We'll figure it out.
All right. It's fine. Everything's fine. It's fine. That's my life.
Tech issues and complications. Perry is live streaming now too. He took our time slot. That's not our fault, Eric. He's streaming against us. Is how that should be phrased.
We're upstream. Join us upstream.
Debbie, that's why I poured very little taste. I knew I couldn't keep up with you girls. We couldn't keep up with us.
No,
Debbie. We could not.
No, I frequently can't keep up with myself. So, but
you had a good point. Like, we used to go out like for hours on end and just take shots and drinks, and we haven't left the house and we haven't been out to drink. So, you know, your tolerance just kind of.
I literally feel like the lady off the Titanic. I'm like, it's been 84 years since the last time I went out. Oh man, it's been so long.
That was very embarrassing.
Oh, was that you or me?
No, that was me. I just I was talking with my hands and the glass just went poop, and I was like, okay,
here we are.
What are you gonna do?
Yeah. No, but exciting stuff.
We're doing it next week.
And we've got some awesome, we've got it on the website. So on Bourbon and Blondes, if you follow me, Abby, or Bourbon and Blondes, just go on our page and it's on there. You also can go to silverliningcocktails.com and find it there. It's $50 and it's amazing. Next week's going to be awesome. It's all Sazerac company. So you got Weller 12. What else we got on there? We got one surprise. That's going to be exciting.
That's going to be so fun. We'll announce it tomorrow, I think. We've got Weller 12, we've got Weller Special Reserve, we have H. Taylor, and we have Eagle Rare.
Yeah.
And then a surprise pour, which I can't wait for. We kind of already know what it is, but you guys don't get to know what it is yet.
Yeah. No, it's awesome. It's awesome. I'm super excited about this. All those next week too are not super easy to get in the St. Louis market. So it's gonna be amazing, but it's even a little bit more amazing because this is like one of my favorite things to do about tastings, going to distilleries and all that. I have a collection at home, like a collection that I drink quickly. So it's not a very fancy or expensive collection because
we have small budgets.
Yes. But doing a tasting and getting to know what you like helps be able to, it also helps, I feel like, at the beginning. I mean, I was a Jack Daniels girl probably 15 years ago. Is that math right? Well, I wasn't 21, but more or less.
We're just gonna not give an age to the category when you drank before you're 21.
Yeah, that was like peach schnapps and terrible vodka and flavored things that, like, what do you call that? Zumas or Zimas and like smearing off ices. No. So anyway,
Mike's Hard Lemonade. This segues right here into Eric's question. What are you drinking tonight? I've got Legion. It's left over from our tasting earlier on Tuesday. That's why we were talking about it. It's delicious. Sherry cask finished bourbon out of the Beam Suntory family.
Yeah, so we talked about it on the tasting on Tuesday, but it is a product of Fred No, who is the master distiller of Beam, and then I'll get the name right. What is it? Fukyo. It's Shinji Fukyo, I think it is. Shinji Fukyo. He works for Suntory. And it's a product of both of them. So it's the Kentucky bourbon and Japanese whiskey. So it's a little bit of
Elena can't do math, so the answer is no, but what are you doing? So
Sam bought me this, and I'm going to actually paint the wall probably eventually, but she bought me this like dry erase. This is how long the day is. Dry erase. I can't even say it. She bought me this dry erase board for Christmas, but it's like a flat one against the wall. Yes, put a Jolly Rancher in the Zima, Jacob. God, 100%. Yes, that's how you drink it though. So
I don't even know what Zima is. Talk about your wall. I'm gonna Google it.
So it is. Can you actually read the writing on the wall? Because there's some of that maybe that I should maybe not show. But it's a reminder. It's like a to-do list. So I've got my Bear to-do list. I've got my Big Blue Spark to-do list, and I've got my Bourbon and Blondes to-do list, and my personal to-do list, and then I've got Monday through Sunday listed with all tasks to complete, because that is life. That's the math up on the wall. I'm like the meme of the woman with the math problem and she looks really confused. Yeah, Zima. Those are You
would put a Jolly Rancher in that and drink it?
Yeah, it's like Mad Dog. That was like back in the day. That's what you do. That's what you do, homie. Somebody asked us what we're drinking tonight.
Eric. What are you drinking?
Oh, so yeah, I forgot you started on that. I'm like
It's
a
okay.
ADD full circle.
It's
Here
you
we
know
are.
what? It happens. It's fine. What are you drinking?
So I bought this, excuse me, Bittermans from. It's like a barrel aged old fashioned. From Amazon. But I think you can get it from Intoxicology carries Bittermans. I'm not sure who else. Maybe Randall's can. I think Randall's may carry Bittermans. Anyway, it's what goes into an old fashioned without the liquor. And then I have Wild Turkey 101. I use the rest of my. I unfortunately drank all my OGD last night. My family was over at the house.
That's
I
sad.
made my brother some cocktails and made myself some cocktails. And
did you make them bourbon renewals?
I made myself one.
Okay.
I made him an old fashioned. And then we went to Taco Circus. Well, my brother picked up Taco Circus. And we got some of their margaritas, which were amazing.
Did you mean bitter milk bourbon barrel aged old fashioned mix?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Bitter milk.
Is it bitter milk or Bittermans?
Bitter milk is what
bitter milk.
Google says. It's like $15-$20. It's a good mix.
Yeah. And it's like what I like to call a lazy man's mix. So I think if you have a party or if you're like hopping from one thing to another, you just get your bourbon and then you throw the mix in and then I have bourbon cherries that I threw in there.
Ooh.
Dessert.
You know what? I might just have to like drizzly a jar of those right now.
Randall's has them.
And just eat them for dessert with a spoon.
I like it. 100%.
Oh God, so crazy. So we are just over a month away from our podcast's first birthday.
That's wild. I can't even believe it's been almost a year.
Can you but think of all of the things that we've done.
Yeah, it feels like it's been. Uh-oh. Oh, here we are again.
One more time. Yeah, there you go.
I said it feels like it's been 70 years for the last week, but
been 84 years.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the last 2 weeks have been wild, but
really have.
I'm excited. So we're hoping to do like a small birthday party, but we're trying to wait and figure out.
We're holding out hope that everyone stays their ass at home so that we can do a party and we don't have to do shelter in place again.
Yeah, no one from the Ozarks is invited.
We're no longer friends if you were in that pool at the Ozarks. Let's be real.
Yeah, I know 4 people that were there. Yeah.
Well, we all make choices, don't we?
Yeah.
Maybe the chlorine killed it.
Yeah, just like pissing in the pool.
Chlorine in the Ozarks.
Yeah, I don't even like getting into Ozark water.
The lake?
Pre-COVID.
No.
Yeah, like there's like dead bodies and millions of things of bacteria in there. I'm not a fan.
Yeah, not even a little.
So, COVID soup in that pool. You are not lying.
Gross. COVID soup.
Is that some like cheesy mashed potato soup? I'm thinking like broccoli and cheddar. COVID
no, it's got to
soup.
be like a split pea soup because it's got to be green, virus and mucus. I don't like split pea soup, so I'm sorry if you guys like split pea soup. I think it's horrendous. So I'm going to compare it to like the COVID soup.
I'm not
the toilet.
Yeah.
You're right, Ginger. You are right.
You are right. We're excited. Ginger's going to be joining us for next week for our Tuesday.
Why, Liz, do not ruin cheese for me right now, please. She goes, it's a hot COVID soup with a cheese drizzle. Get out. No, I like cheese.
Like French onion soup when it has the melted cheese on top with like the little okay. So anyway, we're going in the weeds. So
I'm with Ginger. That's awful.
Yeah. So hi Nick, how are you? I haven't seen Nick in forever. He needs a birthday suggestion for his friend. He currently has a bottle of Jack Makers and Buffalo Trace. What should I add to his personal bar? Ooh.
If you want to stay on like that level, I would say Wild Turkey 101 is a good choice.
Or Old Granddad Bonded is another really good one. Or Let's see, what do you say? Makers, Buffalo Trace, a bottle of Jack. I love Four Roses. That's another solid choice. I feel like Old Granddad, in my opinion, is like, so I feel like Four Roses is a little bit easier to get out, or like get out if you go out to a bar.
Yeah.
So Old Granddad. Knob Creek is another really good one.
Ooh, the Knob Creek 12-year came highly recommended from Adam at Beam Suntory. So that would be good. Knob Creek. We've got a good ride too. Let's ask this, Nick. This friend you're asking for a recommendation for, do they drink it mixed? Do they drink it neat, on the rocks? Like where do they fall? Like what are they going to use it for? Because that also makes a difference.
And I'm guessing if they drink Makers and Jack, they probably like it a little bit sweeter. Buffalo, I guess Buffalo Trace is a little.
It's pretty high corn content.
Yeah. So, Jay. Okay, Nick, making an appearance. I know. We need a reunion. Nick and Jay. Neat. Okay. Yeah, Bullet's a good option. That's a solid one as well.
Yeah. Do something more exciting though.
Yeah, I was trying to think of like something as a gift that's within like a reasonable like price range as a gift to a friend, and still like something that's maybe not easy to get out to a bar or out at a bar.
Woodford was a good option.
I really like Woodford, and it's definitely a little bit sweeter. It's a beautiful bottle.
It's smooth, or anything out of the Old Forester camp.
Oh yeah. What is your? I've tried all the Old Foresters, and I always forget which one I like the most. Which one is your preference?
1910, I think, is what you always say.
I think so. Yeah, because I had the 1897 Michter's. Yeah, Michter's is a good one.
I love Michter's rye. It is maybe my favorite rye. Yeah, not all time.
Is it better than the minor case? You think the Michter's rye?
It's a little different. Might have more of a kick to it.
Yeah.
No, the Old Forester that I love is almost died.
I like the 1922 Sarah.
It does taste like bananas. I'm a big Old Forester 1920. That's my favorite Old Forester.
Yeah. And if we'll ever be able to get Sarah's got the birthday bourbon at the house. Her and Amanda have
Old Forester birthday.
Yeah.
So like I was saying earlier, our podcast first birthday is in about a month. Just, birthday bourbon, birthday podcast. Like you want to give us samples. I'm not going to say no. Just kidding. Wait, did Sarah do the tasting?
Yep. Sarah, I think both Sarah and Amanda did the tasting, and hopefully you guys come out next week too on Tuesday.
3 different years. Where are you like a bourbon Houdini? How do you get all of these?
Her collection is wild. Like you gotta. I'll send you her No, seriously, she was saying come to the podcast in my basement because they have a crazy collection.
Don't tempt me with a good time. I'll just show up. Here we go. Podcast time.
Yeah.
Let's do this.
We'll be in spacesuits and masks and everything. We're like COVID podcast prepared.
You wanna go in a spacesuit?
I mean, I've got a couple of onesies. Does that count? I don't know.
I will wear those dinosaur sweatpants.
Oh yeah,
that's all I got.
Jay, bourbon and basement, perfect combo. It's like a high school party all over again. I love it.
We talk about we'll end up in very weird places and groups on Facebook if we do bourbon and blondes in basement.
Let's have a conversation about how drunk I got on Tuesday. We just need to recap this real quick because we talked about it at the beginning. I got so drunk on Tuesday. Abby had to drive me home. I woke up at 2:30 in the morning because I went to bed at 9:30 like a goddamn adult. And I woke up, didn't even know what year it was. I was like, is COVID over? Am I still in the United States?
We can leave the house. No.
And I text Abby at 2:30 in the morning and I was like, well, just woke up, didn't know what year it was. Found
Surprise, you're 50.
Girl, it was literally going up on a Tuesday. You know you're drunk when you find your jeans on a different level
of your house.
Of your house. I walked downstairs. I was like, well, my jeans are here. My top is here.
Perfect. I mean, what else can you expect or want? Like,
so I text Abby, and at 5 a.m. I make 2 iced coffees for us. She comes and picks me up, and she takes me to my car. And I then proceed to decide, because it's 5:30 in the morning and I'm awake, and I've been awake for 3. Donde los pantalones. You are correct. Me and Liz went to Belize, and when we got there, they're like, we're like, what drink should we get? And they're like, oh, Panty Ripper. And we're like,
nope.
Yeah. Well, it's just pineapple juice and rum, and it is delicious, and they're Panty Rippers. But so anyway, so at 5:30 in the morning, I'm drinking my iced coffee. It's kind of raining out. I could see the arch. I was like, I'm just going to drive down Market, and I'm just going to take some photos. And so I drove down Market, and I parked, and I took some photos of the arch, because it was all like cloudy and hazy, and the sun was coming up. And I was like, this is what adult people do now.
Wow.
This is what we do. Here we are.
How very unique of you. I'm really glad you didn't tell me that you did that, because I probably would have endlessly made fun of you.
Yeah. Well, now you can do it now.
My favorite part is, this is when I knew Elena was going to the dark place. We were starting to wrap up the tasting. Oh, yes.
Yeah, Andrea. I work with Andrea. Yeah, they featured the dog that Andrea, comment real quick. What was the puppy's name that she fostered? And they featured him on the cocktails for this week.
Way.
Yeah, and mention the company too that does the fostering or the.
Tell us what it is, because we can't remember.
Yeah, no, I can't. It's APH or something, ASPH but we'll let Andrea comment.
Yeah, but I'll finish telling the story about Elena going to the dark place on our tasting on Tuesday. So it was like a counter height table that we were at, and we decided to stand because I don't know, sitting in bar stools is challenging for me because I'm short as shit. But we were standing, and then like the last 10 minutes, Elena just starts doing like that thing where your hand's going like this behind you, trying to find whatever you're looking for without you turning around. And you went to grab the chair and pull it towards you, but you like leaned back instead. And I was like, And then you just politely plumped your little butt right down there on the edge. And we're like, this is how I'm going to end this. And I was like, okay, we're going to do one more question and then be done.
Yep, here we are. You also know when I've been drinking too much in this chair, because I like to push my legs back in this chair, and then all of a sudden I push my legs back and I go. I've done it like 1,000 times, but yeah.
Here we go. So
Benson.
Andrea ordered cocktails from STL Barkeep, who's the people we did the tasting with on Tuesday. They give 15% of the proceeds to a local nonprofit to kind of like give back to the community while we're all kind of figuring out what's happening. And this week it's All Paws Safe Haven. And Andrea ordered, I saw her comment on like Elena's post, and I think Andrea ordered like one of everything. And she got them all with the dog that she fostered on the cans, because you could choose which dog came on your can. It's so cool. It's so fun. I love it.
And so the amazing friend of ours, Samantha Lee, Samantha Smugla, she does the design of the cans with Matt. So shout out to Sam for being amazing and doing a great job on designing the cans each week. So yeah, I
hope
I know. I told Andrew, I was like, tell me which ones you like. They had one like 2 weeks ago, I think, with launch code, and it had bourbon and like chai masala, and it was like, oh, it was so good. It was like a chai tea with.
I just kind of wanted to put on a bathing suit and dive in.
Woo! Just swim on in. Like get one of those Target blow up pools, put it on the back porch, fill it up with bourbon, and just snorkel in that thing.
Mm-hmm.
Jay said she's drinking a margarita and bourbon suggestions for a newbie. Well, first, Jay, you drive from Kansas City to St. Louis. You park at my house, and then you come into my house, and we will do a tasting, and you can try everything. But I like my go-to out is usually Four Roses, Woodford, Makers, Old Granddad. A tropical old fashioned was strong but tasty. Yeah. What do you think your go-to is? Ab?
Like my recommendation for people who are just starting out in bourbon, I would say that you want to look for something that's going to be closer to like 80 proof, because it's going to have like, it's not going to hit you as hard. It's not going to be as hot. Gosh, I like it. There are just so many that are right there at that 80, 90 proof. I don't know if I have something I would recommend. Like if you're at a bar, you can order like your standard, I don't know, Makers is a good start because it's wheated, so it's a little sweeter.
Oh, bourbon and ginger ale. Yeah, that's actually, I order that out a lot especially if I'm a couple drinks in.
Yeah.
If I'm at Start Bar, I start with Four Roses on the rocks, and then I move my way to
Four Roses is a great bourbon.
Yeah,
it's easy.
It's good.
You can mix it. You can drink it. You can like carry it around the yard with you, like Elena. Do you remember that one time we did the side yard live on Instagram, and you just brought out like this like 2.5 liter bottle of Four Roses? I'm like, okay, first of all, where did this come from? Second of all, what are we doing? It's great.
Well, third of all, that was at the beginning of quarantine, and it was a, I don't know, 1.5 liter bottle, and it's gone.
Wow.
Oh, Andrea, shout out. She likes Eagle Rare. Are we doing that on the
that's gonna be on the tasting next week.
Yeah, check it out. So do we have question? I got a question, and I posted our questions on my page as well.
Yeah. Okay, Eric came in strong with the Wild Turkey 101 as a starter.
Yeah,
it's limited.
for 700 or 750 milliliter, it's like 18 bucks. Like
I love Wild Turkey 101.
Yeah. So
I really do. I drink it regularly.
So it's funny. I actually was talking to my brother about this last night, and he made a look on his face when I said Wild Turkey. And I was like, it's funny because I think that brands and some of the brands associated with Wild Turkey got that reputation of like being cheap and not good. But I think I don't know. I think it's really good. I think it's good, and I think it's amazing for the price point, and it's great in cocktails.
It is just a very well-rounded pour.
Yeah.
Favorite
I will say
frou whiskey shot. This is a good one. Do you have an answer? Because I love my answer.
Vegas bomb.
Okay.
Is an easy one. Yeah, okay. I don't even like anything in it, but it's easy to drink. It's weird. I don't like vodka by itself, and I don't like Red Bull by itself, but for whatever reason, like
Vegas whiskey bomb. Shot. Is a Vegas bomb made with vodka?
Oh, I don't know if a Vegas bomb. I think it is vodka. Whiskey shot. Mine's always what is the cinnamon one? The
Fireball?
Fireball.
Just straight Fireball.
Sarah says Wild Turkey 101 makes me miss Southwest flights. Same. No. I one time missed a flight out to California for my cousin's birthday out in Joshua Tree. I went out to a concert, drunk, confident. I went out to a concert with Adam. That was my first.
That was never going to end well.
Nope. Well, it ended at 3:00, and I told myself when I got home, this is such a good story. I told myself when I got home, I was like, I'm going to be able to stay up to make it to my 6 a.m. flight. I'm home at 3.
That is the biggest lie anyone ever tells themselves. Oh, it's 3 a.m. I'll just stay up until 6 a.m. That A, never works out. B, you're always late for whatever you're like really important. Because it's never something simple the next morning. It's like, there's a reason you have to be up and out of the house, and it just doesn't work. Like, stop lying to yourself, take a nap, get in the shower, make it ice cold, and then just leave.
So I did take a nap, and it was, so not only did I get home and think that I was going to get to the airport, but I got home and thought I was going at 3 a.m. going to pack and get to the airport. I did indeed pack, and I did indeed wake up, but I woke up with the light. So it was, I don't know, it was this time of year. Well, no, it was in March, April. And I woke up with the sun rising, and I knew I had to wake up early enough that the sun wouldn't have been rising. And so when I woke up, I was like, I woke up too late. What time is it? What? And so I look at my phone, I freak out. I grab my bag in the other room. I go to run out to like get in the car, which probably wasn't a good idea. And to drive to the airport, I can't find my keys anywhere. Drunk Elena packed her keys inside her luggage. Yes.
Drunk Elena was planning for some sort of apocalypse, because who packs their keys in the luggage?
And finally, after 30 minutes, I packed my seat. I found my keys. I got in the car. I parked inside like the just visitor parking or whatever. I ran inside. I got in. I talked to the Southwest agent. Like, I waited in a long line, talked to the Southwest agent. He goes, honey, you've got 3 hours. I think it was 2 or 3 hours after your flight to get on, like, to rebook yourself onto another flight without it being like completely just like, you know, you missed your whole flight. He's like, you made it by 1 minute. 1 minute that I made it. And
That's impressive.
He was able to put me on the next flight 3 hours. So I went home, I showered, I got human again. I repacked. Yes, I repacked. I went home, I repacked, I got myself together. I went back to the airport, and I made it out to California.
I'm so proud of you. You know what this story reminds me of?
Do tell.
Do you remember when the Blues won Stanley Cup?
Yeah, I remember like 30 minutes of it.
Do you remember? So when the Blues were in like that final Stanley Cup game, there was 10 minutes left in the last period. And I was like, Elena, we were supposed to be working on podcast stuff, but clearly I was distracted because I was paying attention because this was a big deal. I look at Elena, I'm like, okay, we got to go to a bar. I need to be around people when they win. This is exciting. So we sprint from where Elena lives to the bar. And Elena lives in the city, so it's like close to like things. And we're there, and they win, and everyone's like drinking and shots and bottles and like whatever. Elena and I had the forethought to bring a little backpack cooler thing with us.
With ice.
With ice. And we, from this bar, like after we were done celebrating, decided to purchase like 6 bottles of champagne, put them in the cooler, and run from this bar downtown.
Yeah.
To like the Ballpark Village area.
Well, Paul drove us, I think. Like downtown.
Right, he did. Well,
like Paul picked us up. Paul lived in Zulu. I don't know where he lived at the time. Anyway, Paul picked us up.
We ended up
dropped us downtown. I remember they wouldn't even let me bring my bag into Tin Roof. So we had taken one. And then I lost my key. Oh,
wait, no, you're ruining the story. So we want to go into Tin Roof for God knows what reason. And the security guard's like, you can't bring the bag. There's alcohol. And I'm like, where can I put the bag? Because I want to keep the bag because there's alcohol in it. If I can't take it inside, will you just like hold on to it? And he goes, you can put it under my chair. There's like a cubby. I'm like, now it's sketchy, whatever, all of Elena's like belongings and cards and license, it's all in here, but here, go right under the chair. It's fine. And Elena's just like beelines it to the bar. I'm like, okay, well, I'm not worried about the bag, so it's fine. And then we're doing the party thing where like we run back outside after Tin Roof. We're shaking champagne bottles and spraying them at people in the street.
People are jumping on planter boxes and we're like singing and dancing. Oh, it was the best the city's ever been.
And then like I don't even know what time it was. It was well into the morning when the bars should be closing. We walk from downtown back to where Elena lives, and we get like 50 yards from her house, and she starts digging in the cooler, and out of nowhere she just sits down on the ground and just starts throwing things, and then she turns the cooler upside down and shakes it out, and she goes, I don't know where the fuck my key is. And I was like,
he's gone. She gone.
Oh, so Elena gets back to her place and starts like scaling the walls to check the window.
Spider-Man.
And just like ripping the screens off and is like, I have to get in the house. I'm like, I don't think you're going to get in without a key. It was so funny. And then we got in.
Oh.
No, that walk, it's like sometimes I don't know where it comes from, but like everyone's like, this walk is a great idea. It's not. It's not a great idea. Don't do it. Just get an Uber. It's $5.
Yeah, no, me and Jay, I remember me and Jay on St. Pat's. That was a whole nother shit show. We'll leave for a different day. But that was the fucking
St. Pat's me and the greatest.
And Mardi Gras, me and Jay have you are not lying. Like we walked in the snow downtown, and thank goodness I had a friend that had a booth. I don't know, she had a setup. And so we went down there and were drinking with a bunch of people, but it was a little bit of a shit show. A little bit.
Too much. My favorite thing was after the Blues won the Stanley Cup, you wake up the next morning, you text me and go, why are the screens to my windows on the ground outside? And I was like, oh, this is fun. Elena doesn't remember, so I got to tell her what happened.
I literally broke. Hopefully my landlord never sees this. I literally broke one of the screens getting it. Like I had to put it back together. So lesson learned. Like this was a fun fact because I have a little bit of a security like feeling as a woman living downtown. I always kind of have this sense of like, am I safe? Well, good news is
no one can get in.
Drunk Elena can't even get in. Nobody can get in.
Drunk Elena can pull off some stuff too. So if Drunk Elena can't break into her own home, Fort Knox, nobody's getting in.
Nope. Not today, Satan. Not today. That is a very large, is that a vase you're drinking out of?
Are you kidding?
It looks so large when I looked. Oh, okay. It just looks really, that is really big glass.
It's the greatest thing ever. It's a plastic tumbler. It's 32 ounces. So like, if I want to walk the dog, I can make a 32-ounce cocktail and off we go.
Is your dog walking to the east side? Like, Jesus Christ, that's like.
I live by Forest Park. We could just walk in and just explore. And then I get to drink while she hunts and kills all the ducks.
Yeah. That's good. It's good.
Should we do the questions from our fans? Can we call them fans yet? Does that count? Or am I just like putting the cart before the horse on that?
Peeps. Our friends are peeps, our fan. I don't know. I got to be my own fan first. So I had somebody.
I'm sorry. Are you not one of our fans?
I'm one of our fans.
Oh, okay.
When you have to live with me every single day, it's hard to be my own fan sometimes. I'm just like,
well, you're not a fan every day.
Well, I look at myself in the mirror some mornings and I was like, you again? Here we are.
Still fucking here. What's wrong with you?
This bitch. So
I had the positive self-talk that we like.
Everybody's got their day. You got to try to turn it around sometimes. So I had someone ask me, what's the idea of a perfect day?
Well, Elena, what's your idea of a perfect day?
Sleeping the entire day. That's my idea of a perfect day. Idea of a perfect day. I feel like a beach needs to be involved. Traveling needs to be involved. Not traveling during the day, but being on a beach. If I'm talking about currently, like my options, it would just be
staying in the house.
Yeah, it would be not working because I'm so tired of working.
Same.
And just like eating a charcuterie board, some very good wine, and just talking to people that you love or being alone. Or I like this meditation with the singing bowls. And so sometimes I do that in yoga and it's really relaxing. And
the bowls where you do the stick in the middle?
Yeah, I don't do them. I listen to them, but like
the sound healing or something.
Yeah. Oh, massage. Liz says massage. I concur with that. Like a nice relaxing cookie. Oh, you know what? Can we put Jay's comment on here? So let's talk about there's so many stories I could tell about why I love Jay so much, but I'm going to tell this one because it's so good. I have alcohol in my house all the time. There's never a time. So there's never a time you're going to come over. I love to entertain.
There's nothing. Yeah.
And there's nothing. Like you're going to have every liquor possible that you would like. Beer. I don't even drink beer. Like I love to entertain people. I love to have people over. So Jay came over one time and I was like, Jay, there's some wine in the fridge. Like, get it, whatever, go get some. And she comes upstairs and I'm getting ready. And she's like, she didn't really just say much about the wine, but I had realized that the color of it wasn't anything that I had. Yeah, it wasn't anything that I had downstairs. I think I only had like maybe white wine downstairs, and it was this like weird pale. I was like, "What are you drinking?" She's like, "It was the wine that's in your fridge," and I was like, I didn't have any wine in the fridge. I had some like bottles that were unopened, but I didn't have any wine in the fridge. She's like, yeah, you've had wine in the fridge. So I go downstairs and I look, and it's Marcella cooking wine. She goes, no wonder
that is going to eat your stomach.
I love it. It's amazing. Sorry. Okay.
Oh my God, that's fantastic.
Yeah, I love it. I love everyone's interacting to this week. I love it. Everybody's like on board.
So my perfect day is mountains, lake, cabin, coffee, cooking, bonfire, drinking.
Love it. Love it. Yeah. So are you more of an ocean girl or are you more of a mountain girl? Well, there are oceans and mountains.
Are you asking like beach versus mountain? Or are you asking ocean versus lake?
Beach versus mountain.
I am mountain. Okay. But I'm going to clarify this because if you tell me I'm sleeping in a tent, we no longer speak.
So living out of a van for 2 weeks in Utah is not for you?
Oh, no, well, there's no plumbing in that van, is there?
Nope.
Jay's with me.
Yeah.
We can get matching flannel pajamas and go have the best weekend ever.
And get you both have dogs too, so you can get the dogs matching pajamas.
I don't know if my dog would be down for that, but well, I mean, whatever.
No.
Okay. Liz had some good questions.
Let's do it. I love Liz.
This question is going to be directed at Elena. What is the craziest thing you've done that was a dare?
Oh God, hold on.
Well, I guess maybe no one dares you. You just do the crazy shit for fun.
Yeah, hold on. I'm trying to think. Liz, if you're watching, is there something that we did? I've known Liz since like elementary, middle school.
I'm saying this feels like a middle school, high school, like.
Is there something I don't? Basement? I know. I'm like, did something happen that maybe I don't remember? Dare. I've done a lot of. We've talked about drunk strength before. I've done like a lot of drunk strength activities where I've literally like scarred myself for life. I don't know if it was all the things.
Elena wakes up and she's like, somebody dared me to do this. I have to do it today.
And then they didn't dare me at all. It was like, just dare me. Like I'm yelling at them to dare me. I do remember we talked about an ex-boyfriend last week, the one who had the Camaro, Eric. Something may have been done in the LeBaron. I had a 95 LeBaron convertible, like off of Dude, Where's Your Car? Like,
wait, does this involve the nickname that you have related to that convertible?
Malibu Barbie. Yeah,
Malibu Barbie.
Trailer Park Barbie too.
It is.
Depends on the week. Just depends on the week. But with the Eric situation, he had a megaphone on his Mustang, and we would go into parking lots, like Walgreens parking lots, and make like really crazy noises or like just say really fucked up shit.
And this was like a fixture on this person's vehicle.
A 68.
Oh my God, you're kidding. Wait, where'd you go? There you are.
I'm back. I know. I don't know what's going on with my internet connection. Nothing else is connected to the internet right now. So
that's hilarious.
So Liz remembers.
Jay. We love Elena's nicknames because she's got two personalities.
This is the difference between the mountain and the beach situation. Yeah.
Oh, I love this question. Would you lick a shopping cart handle in current pandemic for $1 million post-tax? Yes.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
No question.
Yeah.
Like zero hesitation. I read that and I was like, yep, where's the cart?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, because if I was going to quarantine myself afterwards with the risk of having COVID and not giving it to anybody else, like to me right now with the COVID situation, I'm relatively healthy and I don't care so much about me getting sick as my dad's diabetic. My mom was pre-diabetic. Like I have too many family members that I'm more concerned about than my personal self. But we also don't know like the long-term effects. So, but for $1 million.
Jay's comment, she goes, give me all the carts. Like, is it $1 million per cart? Because like, let's go to the shopping store. Like, bring it on.
Target, just licking all the carts in Target. I mean, like, I've got student loans, so let's do it.
I'm still paying off my car. Like, money.
Right.
I could use a new car. I could use a house. Like, what you got?
I could use like a book bag at this point. It doesn't really matter. Like, I could use $10.
Maybe some toilet paper?
Yeah, I've realized I'm almost out of paper towels. So I'm going to have to go to Target soon.
That's so funny. Oh, this one's good. I love this question. How often do you actually stalk your ex on social media?
I haven't probably for a couple of years. Your ex, on the other hand.
I think Elena stalks my ex more than I do.
Oh, yeah. No, so it's so funny. Abby doesn't tell you very much. You have to ask her questions to find out about her. You have to dig deep, right?
Mm-hmm.
So Abby,
for some things.
Yeah, okay. So very personal relationship stuff. You have to dig deep. So I didn't know much about her the first time we started. The first couple months we started hanging out. She didn't give me much, but she told me one night about her ex, and
I said like 2 things,
3 things. Yeah, where he worked. His name, I don't even know if he told me his name, but maybe his name, where he worked, and where he was from. And I was able to find his whole Twitter account to find out who he was, where he was from, who he was dating currently.
Found him on Facebook, everything.
And like 2 weeks later, I was like, so after we had that conversation, I was curious, and I like stalked your ex, and this is who he's dating now, and this is what he's doing. And
full circle, a year later, he's caught up in this like love hexagon, and it just gets blown up on Facebook. And Elena's like sending me screenshots of the conversation because I'm not friends with the person it like came from, and I was like,
so it was
literally hexagon. There were like women and him, and it's like I wasn't surprised. I'm just like proud of their audacity to share this on the Facebooks.
Okay, let's talk about Liz and Andrea's comment because they've both known me for a very long time. Andrea would give me a name of a guy she met online, and like this was years ago, years.
Like, this was like security number in 30 minutes.
Oh, literally. I mean, this was like 8 or 9 years ago. We like both when we were both single, and she would tell me somebody, and I'd be like, oh yeah, no, this is what his dog's name, this is his sister's name, this is where he was born and raised, this is his mom's maiden name, social security number. No, I literally,
his best friend from high school he doesn't talk to anymore.
I think I should work for the FBI. I totally agree, but no,
I don't know. They have pretty strict rules on like actually working.
I also you're an asshole. So
that was funny.
Yeah.
Just kidding, guys. Elena works like 8 jobs. In case anyone was questioning her work ethic after that comment, I can't do as much as you do.
I'm literally working after this. So, but when's the last time you stalked somebody, Abigail?
I don't know if I stalked them on social media, but I ran into them at the grocery store like 2 months ago.
I remember that one. Yeah.
I was like, nope, don't like that. Never coming here for apples again.
No organic apples for you.
I will literally drive across the state. Like, nope, I don't need this surprise.
I constantly, I don't think I've dated a bunch of people because I've dated people for long periods of time.
Right.
But let's just call the number 12.
12 people in the last 15 years.
Not bad.
I managed to run into those 12 people in such a large town frequently.
St. Louis is not a big town.
Yeah, no. I literally say you cannot swing a dick anywhere in this town without running into someone, you know.
Let's answer Sarah's question. I'm drinking something different than I was at the beginning, so this is a good question. I'm finishing up some Maker's RC6.
I was drinking something. I'm going to just take myself downstairs and get myself something else.
Okay, cool. I'll ask a question while you walk.
Okay.
Pickles and pickle-flavored things, yes or no?
Oh, yeah, I like anything pickled. I didn't realize I had minor case up here, so I don't have to walk very far.
Nice. That one's good. I love pickles, but if I don't pickle it myself, it has to be the Clausen pickles that you get from the store. I don't do the ones that aren't refrigerated. They have to be refrigerated and crispy, because the soggy ones in the juice that have been on the shelf for months,
Nope. I don't like cheap pickles. It's got to be, picklebacks too, like the pickle shots. So good. I just like anything salty, honestly. That could be interpreted the wrong way, but I like salty things. Yeah, pickleback shock after some whiskey. Absolutely.
It's also good with tequila. Just throwing that out there. Liz, speak my language. Okay, let's see.
Tig. Hi, Tig. I miss you. I miss you all. I haven't seen Jay, Tig, Liz, Andrea.
So no one make plans
Sarah.
for July 10th, because pending allowance, we will be.
Soggy pickles do not tickle my fucking fancy at all.
Well, says the girl who at our tasting on Tuesday said that one of the pours made her feel like she was getting action at a bonfire.
So is this Brittany, the one with she's 2-story, right? So this is funny. Brittany, I've got a funny
She's
story
also
for you.
like my financial advisor, and she's such a badass. And I love the fact that the person who told me they lost a tooth during an interview is now telling me how to manage my money. It's the greatest.
Rami, which company is Brittany with?
She works for Thrivent. It's a smaller one, but it's good.
Yeah. So, okay, here we are back again. So Brittany, back again. So I was at this girl, Savannah, who does, I think it's Savannah Summer Beauty, amazing wedding makeup. So how I met her was she was a makeup artist for a bride at a wedding that I was photographing with Heather. So Heather Roth is a girl that I worked with for a few years doing photography. She's one of the best photographers in the entire city. But side note, I was at Savannah's studio and I was telling her about embarrassing stories about myself. And she was like, oh my God, that's so funny. I've got a story about a friend of mine named Brittany who lost a tooth at an interview. And I was like,
I know it.
I was like, wait, I know Brittany. I was like, did she just, this is like right when you had the baby. And I remember just seeing that you had the baby and stuff on Instagram. I was like, wait, the Brittany that just had a baby, Brittany? She's like, how do you know Brittany? I was like, it is entirely too small of a world.
That is just pure gold. I love that. That's so funny.
So your story is like liquid gold. It's amazing. I mean, you gotta be able to laugh at yourself. Like you gotta be able to, I've had too many embarrassing stories that
just so you guys know, the tooth is it's fixed. Like she's got all teeth. Fake and real.
She's got all the teeth.
We're good now. God, story time is my favorite. So our friends at Movie Pals Pod, they have a podcast about movies. I don't really watch a lot of movies, but they're hilarious. They love us. We love them. They said, what's your favorite distillery that you've visited?
Willett. I mean, Andy's the most amazing human being in the world. And I mean, they're all amazing. Like that whole experience was just absolutely amazing. But no, like
between like the tour that they give and the bar at Willett, it's just like I felt at home at Willett.
I feel like different. So still 6:30. What they do there. So if you're a local St. Louis, still 6:30. Is amazing because, well, first of all, it's downtown off Broadway. off Broadway in Shoto. They hopefully will get to
They're
do
doing
maybe in the
drive-thru
fall.
in June.
Okay, perfect. So
Mm-hmm.
the first of all, the gin canned cocktails are absolutely amazing. They have like a
Amazing.
little thing that you can like order, and then if you go over there, they'll like open the little like from the inside to the outside. It's like a little drawbridge, and then I don't know why I said drawbridge. It's like a little window.
Or are you going to a distillery?
I don't know. It's like a magical castle distillery, I guess. So anyway, it's easy to get it during COVID. It's like they put it over the window, you can get it, it's all great. I love that place. It's small, it's intimate, it's hot in the summer, but
it's hot in the winter.
Their cocktails are absolutely amazing, and the fact that you get to taste their experimental stuff is awesome. Stumpy's, another close one, which is in Columbia, Illinois.
Good call.
Also amazing.
Yep.
Yeah. So they're breaking ground on an event space, which is super freaking exciting. I'm super excited for them, and a tasting room, and it's going to be amazing, and it's going to be absolutely beautiful. Sam's working on that as well. What I love about them, if you want to talk about sustainability, they use all their corn from the farm, which is like a third or fourth generation farm, and they use it for bourbon. Yeah, they use it for all their products, and they like love feedback and love you trying stuff. And it's like it's just a really, really cool place. And Adam is amazing, and he's great at what he does. So 2 local ones, those are 2 of my favorites.
Yeah. The Blonde Brothers in Northern Illinois. I loved that distillery because they have this thing for I forgot his name now. The guy in Ghostbusters, Bill Murray.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. He's all over the entire distillery. Like, you come out of the women's bathroom and it is his face, like life size, right there in front of you. You're like, okay, hi. Weird, move on. That was fun. I also loved Makers.
I love Makers too. Yeah, it was like a magical campus. Yeah. Like, it was beautiful. There was
we may have been drunk, but it was still magical.
Yeah, that's all part of the.
Okay, I like Jay sent in a question. I want to touch on this because I think it's amazing. So Jay said, being a newly graduated physical therapist, I'm wanting to know what tips you have on expanding or even starting a brand. She's going to specialize in pelvic health, and she's curious how to build an online presence.
Yeah, so my first thought is, and I know, so from personal experience, because me and Jay went out to Columbia, Missouri, and we had a friend that specialized in pelvic health. It actually is my boss's, Katie's sister. And so I think this is like a big thing, is like not only talking about what you're passionate about, but if you know someone that you're talking to is passionate about something that one of your friends are great about. What I love as a person myself is connecting people. So I think that networking is really intimidating for a lot of people, but I think you have to keep in mind that people like talking about themselves. So almost anyone is willing to talk about themselves. And so if you feel like 2 people would be a good connection to connect people, I don't think you should be afraid to try and connect them and match them up, because you just really don't know what that connection can bring to 2 people. They can learn. Maybe they don't work for each other. Maybe they don't make money off of it. You just don't know, but it's sometimes not about that. It's sometimes about building that relationship.
Yeah. I would say that it's especially easy on like social media to do that networking, especially if you're like a little anxious about face-to-face, like meeting somebody new for the first time. I think that we have found a lot of success in building like a brand and an online presence, and just being completely true to who we are, and all of our content is our own. And we just like, if it's like a terrible photo of me, but Elena looks good, I'll post it. If we're doing something and it's exciting, we'll share it, whether or not it's related to Bourbon and Blondes or things. It's like you have to share both your successes and your failures, and you just have to be authentic. And the people who are passionate about what you are passionate about, or even want to know a little bit more and aren't necessarily passionate, they're going to follow that, and they're going to listen, because it's going to be very obvious that you are honest and talking from your heart and just being a genuine person. So I think there's so many people out there who are doing like the same filters and the same poses and the same everything. It's like, I will post pictures with 3 chins. I have them tonight on this. Like, you just got to be true to who you are, and just, it's so easy to find, like, to connect with people who have the same interests. So if pelvic health is your thing and that's where you want to go, find other physical therapists on Instagram and Facebook that are specializing in pelvic health, and just talk to them. Be like, hey, I just graduated. What do you have advice-wise? That is literally how I figured out the technology piece to publishing a podcast. Is like, we started our Instagram and a month later published a podcast, but like, there are like little tips and tricks about how to do certain things that other podcasts on Instagram, I was like, quick question, how did you guys do this? Because Google will give you like 400,000 things. And it's like, I want a real life person that can just say, hey, you know what? Like, this software is a little better than that. This is really easy if you don't know what you're doing, things like that. And it was amazing. And those people today are still huge supporters.
And I think, like, when you think of anything, so you think of a doctor, you think of a marketing guru, you think of a public relations specialist, a communication specialist. Like, if you go to a coach, if you go to someone's page, just their personal page, their Facebook page, I think you need to be, like Abby said, authentic, but you need to show enough of your vulnerability and a true side of you, because that's what people buy into. Like, I think of all the authors that I love now that I've bought all of their books. You have to build a brand that takes a lot of time. And then once people get invested in you, and I also think you should offer free things. Like, I think you should offer like free content, free advice, free things. And then people give you their email address and give you some of their personal information. You even should reach out to your community and be like, what type of content do you guys want to see this week? Like, what type of information? Because when you have people that now have gravitated towards you and they want to know what you have to say, and then asking them, like today, we've got a lot of people who ask this question tonight, and it's like, you know, what do people want to know about you? Well, we can talk about ourselves all day long, but if we're speaking to an audience, it's like, what do you guys want to know about us? So I think that's important too, is like gauging what your audience wants to know, and also knowing that you can like pivot at any time. You can pivot your content, you can pivot your relationships, your job.
If you all of it.
Pelvic health at first, and then you end up wanting to switch, there's no shame in that either. Like, you should just do what speaks to you.
What drives you, And I think, like Jay just commented, she's like, this is amazing. I'll start networking, putting myself out there a bit more. It's intimidating. It is intimidating. But I think the coolest piece for me, especially like Elena and I have talked about like a little bit of anxiety and like social awkwardness. And it's just like, this is hard to just really like put yourself out there for like anyone to see. I think that the more you start connecting with other people and just be like, hey, I'm starting out, or this is our journey, or like, these are things we're passionate about, you find people who will just be like, you know what? I support this. And each time you get that feedback, it's validation in what you're doing, and the intimidation factor starts to wear away. Don't get me wrong. When we started the tasting this past Tuesday, I was sweating. Elena was like,
I took a Xanax, and I was like, well, this is going to be fun.
That's why you got so drunk. But, you know, just put yourself out there, be genuine. And the people who are passionate about what you're passionate about are going to find you. And you're going to build this circle of, like, there are people I message on our Instagram who I feel like we know, and they know us. And it's like, we've never met them. But they support us, we support them. Like, it's a very weird thing, but I love it. So that, I mean, just be yourself, put it out there. Jay, everyone loves you. You got this.
Jay's like literally the most amazing, positive ray of like beautiful sunshine. Like, Jay could have the worst day ever, and you would ask her how she's doing, and you'd be like, are you having the worst day ever? Because that would not be my reaction.
It's okay for having a bad day.
Like, just the most positive, amazing. Like, you're, and not just me and Abby are saying that. Literally everybody, any of our friends that you've been around, you are so incredibly positive. But I will say, to your point, Abby,
something I like to say to myself when I do have anxiety is everyone starts one time, right? Like it's always somebody's first time doing something. So this is what I was doing to myself on Tuesday. I was like, besides like doing like, you are wonderful, you got this, you are wonderful, you got this. But yeah, and prescribe, just let everyone know.
We don't have bad drug habits. We just drink a lot.
Yeah. Right. We're gonna have one vice. But I told myself, I was like, everybody has a first time doing something. You're not gonna be perfect. You're gonna fuck it up. And that is the beauty of trying things the first time, because maybe you fuck it up and you're great at it. Maybe you fuck it up and it's really bad. And maybe you like it, you don't like it, or maybe you just got to keep trying. But if you just, you don't ever do it, then what are you doing? Like, you're not doing anything.
No, wait, I think you told me this one time and I died laughing. I think you said you don't know what you don't know. And I just looked at you like, where the hell did that come from? I mean, it's so true. So if you want us to help support you, we will, because we think you should just get out there and see what else you can find.
And I love all of our girlfriends. I am so like, if I'd never moved downtown and
now it does.
Yep. Yeah. No, seriously.
Now it does.
I've been doing, Beachbody has this bar class. This is a total side note. Beachbody has this bar class, and it looks like something out of a 1950s fitness video. And she's like, they've got, if any of you have ever watched Marvelous Miss Maisel, it's like 1950s New York, and she's in these like tight spandex. It's like a total 50s, and they have these like 2-pound weights, and you're like, are they really working out? I have to tell you, despite like when I have weightlift, which you do sets, like you do 10 rounds of X amount of weights. They do like 5 minutes of arm raises without lifting your arms, and it may be 2-pound weights, because you're like, that's ridiculous. Like, it's only 2-pound weights. I am dying. Like, I am literally dying. I actually am kind of liking the class. Like, I thought it was ridiculous when I first started watching it, because I was like, this looks like some stupid housewife 1950s video, but I was like, this is hard work.
You know what? I'm proud of you for sticking with it. So we've been on here for a little over an hour. Should we do 2 quick questions and then bid adieu to everyone until Tuesday? Okay. So second to last question. If you had a slogan or motto for your drinking habits, what is
it? I feel like Liz could appreciate this. When we were in Belize, there were these signs. And Costa Rica said this too. Go slow. These like stop signs. It says go slow. I feel like I need a stop sign sometimes that when I'm drinking. It says go slow. Like, calm down.
Nice.
A slogan for my what do you think? I need to think
for you or for me?
For you. Oh, are we doing for each other? Or
well, we can do both. I think my slogan for myself is, I'm not here for a long time, just a good time.
All right, I like it. I think this applies to,
champagne taste on a beer budget.
It's a marathon, not a sprint.
Same idea.
I love it.
But it is a sprint, because the bars eventually close at night.
I mean, until you go back home, and then she's got like 5 bottles of birthday bourbon. So, what was this one? Oh, this one, I don't know if I can say it right for it to be funny, but in Italy, in the Vatican, they do this thing because everyone's so loud and they're trying to have service, and they're like, shh, and they say, be quiet in Italian. And I feel like sometimes between you and me out at a bar, we need this loud mic over the speaker that says in Italian, shh. Yeah, it says be quiet.
Sarah, you just nailed.
Drake. Can't drink all day if you don't start in the morning.
I think my slogan for you, I don't know. Whenever I think of a slogan, it's more of a photo that comes to mind and less words. It is you dancing at Start Bar with a pixie stick and dust flying everywhere, the sugar, and just like smoking people in the face and just like everywhere. So you just dance with pixie sticks that are open. And these aren't just pixie sticks. They're the foot long, like inch wide pixie sticks. So it's like a whole thing of sugar that's just flying around. So that's your slogan.
Yeah.
It's a photo.
So if anyone ever meets me and you want to get me dancing, just play Footloose. Fun fact. You're
All
welcome.
Right. Last question of the night.
Yes.
It's from Tony. And we love Tony.
This is good. Okay.
Let me find
Tony at Start Bar. I know Abby geared me up for this one earlier because we were loving on Tony earlier. Tony's the best. Come on, bring it.
Which one of you will marry Piz?
Oh, I love Piz. I was just talking about him earlier. I was talking to Jeremy. I was like, so one of our other friends that work in the industry. White people do love Footloose, Jay. White people do love Footloose. Yes. She's got a very beautiful video of me dancing at a handlebar to Footloose. I was getting down. It was actually that was my better dancing days. Abby, I don't know. Is it going to be 50-50? Who's going to marry Piz?
It's going to be you.
Can I
feel like he's in your ideal height range.
No, that's Gatorade there, but that's actually a fair statement. I do like shorter men.
Not wrong. I absolutely adore Piz. Like, he is maybe one of my favorite people on this planet. But you'll marry him.
So Piz is someone that I want to take and put in a snow globe and put it in my pocket and save him for later. And it's like, you want to shake it up and be like, you ready to have fun? So you want to talk about pre-COVID days, the day before all hell broke loose and we hadn't left the house since. Piz partied with us on Sunday Fun Day all day.
I forgot about this. And Elena confessed her whole life to him.
Poor fucking guy. That's probably not the first time a drunk girl confessed her whole life to him, but I did. I got into the weeds there, but we played basketball with him. We went to Start. We went back to Wheelhouse. We went to Midwestern, and then we went back to Start, and then I think we had dinner at Midwestern, and then we went back to Start Bar again. Yeah, it was good. That was a good day. We had fun with him.
We love our little family over there.
Yeah, they're awesome. Miss those
our little family who lets us sit here and get drunk and just ramble for hours.
Yeah, literally everyone who's tuned in for an hour and 12 minutes, you're wonderful.
So we are saying, how did you get that? His last name starts with those letters. Piz is his nickname. So it's, I don't know how to say it. I will butcher it, but his last name is Pizz. So that's his name.
Pizzoli. It kind of reminds me of the pizza place, Pizzoli.
Yeah. But time to say goodbye. So if you want to see us again soon, go get the tickets for Tuesday's tasting. You won't be disappointed. They are at stlbarkeep.com, Silver Linings Cocktails. So, no, it's not a funny story. Liz, sorry. He's just a good person. We like him. Go get tickets for the tasting, and we will see you soon.
Bye.